Hello, Swifty here, and welcome to Prot PvP. Protection PvP has been my favorite spec for a while now. I'm hardly arms anymore, even for arenas. I do 2s and 3s as Prot now. That's 2v2 and 3v3 arenas. Right now here I'm just doing skirmishes. I try to do 1 versus 2 skirmishes. One of the reasons I like Prot so much is the mobility. You can't get stopped by a mage because charge, intercept, and intervene also removes movement impairing effects like Frost Nova, Hamstring, anything. It just removes it completely. So it's a very mobile spec. Now I don't have Piercing Hull, but I've learned to manage without it. Learning to switch quickly to battle stance, hamstring, go back to defensive stance is key. Because as this spec you have no resilience. So most of the time you're going to be fighting in defensive stance. So you gotta switch to battle stance, hamstring, switch back to defensive stance. That's what you gotta get used to. Now the damage from the specs comes from block value. Now since this last patch, 3.2, Blizzard put a cap on block value. It's 2760. I like to try to have about 24-2500 block value so that with buffs I can get capped at 2760 or above. All my gear is a mix of block value items from Nexramas and PvP gear, and a couple blue items. I'm running about 150 resilience. I also have 2 different 2-piece bonuses. One is 10% increased shield slam damage, and the other is 10% more crit chance on devastates. To get these huge burst crits, it takes a lot of stance dancing. Go to defensive stance, pop shield block, and then go to battle stance. During the 10 seconds where you have shield block active, that's when you're going to be doing the big shield slam crits. The warrior protection talent damage shield damages anyone that hits you to 20% of your block value. So it's really good against rogues that are hitting you because you're going to be damaging the rogues while you're getting the stun lock. One of the reasons you mix up PvP gear along with this block value gear is because this gear is kind of old. It's Nexramas gear. So by putting PvP gear, you'll get more stamina and more crit out of it. So mobility, burst damage, and survivability is what I like about this spec so much. Shield slams also remove a magic effect, so it gets rid of priest bubbles, it gets rid of fell armor, and as Prot you have enough CC to shut down a healer, negating the need for MS. As protection, you don't have to switch stances to charge, intercept, and intervene, which also saves you rage, and a global cooldown. Two-piece Valorous, helm and shoulders for the 10% increased shield slam damage, and the Siegebreaker breastplate and leggings for the 2-piece bonus increased critical strike chance of your devastate by 10%. I like to have my block value above 2400. Hit capped with about 27% armor penetration and about 17 to 18 crit chance. Zerker stance, recklessness, defensive stance, shield block, battle stance, charge out of the Frost Nova, shield slam, heroic throw, intercept, concussion blow. Mage that didn't know what hit him? Priceless. As a Prot warrior in PvP, you have to be more aggressive. Since you have last stand, you can use that to stay alive, but you have to pop recklessness if you want to take someone out fast. The combination I like to do is get recklessness off, get shield block off, and end up in battle stance. And the first thing I do is concussion blow, and then shield slam. Now I have about 8 seconds to do another shield slam before shield block wears off. Here's a perfect example of damage shield working as intended. While the rogue is stun locking me, he's doing 400 damage to himself every single time he hits me. So by the time I'm out of the stun lock, the rogue is already at half health. You could get block value capped yourself, but it'll cost you stamina. You could get up to about 2600 and then with this glyph of blocking, it'll increase your block value by 10% whenever you shield slam, and that'll take you above the cap. Once you hit the cap, the only way to increase your damage is with armor penetration, and armor penetration scales huge as prot. The meta gem, the Eternal Earth Siege Diamond, increases your block value by 5%. For me personally, I like using the meta gem that increases your crit damage by 3%. When you're fighting a rogue, it's not a good idea to shield slam them right away, because they could dodge it and then you just wasted a lot of damage. So what you're going to do first is you're going to shockwave, and then you're going to shield block and shield slam them. The gear I have right now is not at all hard to get. You can pretty much get them with the Conquest badges. You turn on the Conquest badges and you get the Siegebreaker gear, and then you turn in the Valor pieces and you get some of the Valor pieces. So you just need a 2-piece bonus of each. You should get the Valor helm though, it's got block value on it. Now I figured out a stun lock damage burst maneuver that can one-shot any healer in leather or cloth. But it takes about 12 commands, 12 button presses. But you could do it with the Nostromo gamepad, and you can make your own script. I hope Blizzard doesn't see this. I'm just showing the possibilities with Nostromo gamepad, making your own script. But me personally, in the game, I don't need it. I could do it myself with my 8-button mouse. But for people that might have trouble, they could use this and pretty much one-shot anyone. Here's this one-shot macro in PvP versus plate, so you can imagine what it would do to leather and cloth. I go to Zerker stance, pop Recklessness, go to defensive stance, pop Shield Block, go to battle stance, charge, concussion blow, shield slam. Cast Shattering Throw, and before he gets the heal off, intercept him, shield slam him again. Before the Paladin bubbled, if I would have done Shield Bash, it would have silenced him, and he wouldn't have been able to bubble. I kind of screwed up there. I hope you enjoyed Prot PvP. Thanks for watching.